Hello, and welcome to the Movie Universe. I'm your host, Movie Fan. I got a request from my friend Captain Imagination to talk about Liberty's Kids. So if you're watching, pal, this one's for you. Now, I'm not too familiar with the show because it's designed to educate kids, and for me, being an adult, I prefer to watch documentaries made by Ken Burns and so many other great ones. However, I did take the time to actually watch quite a few episodes. In fact, I watched the whole season because it only went for 1 year. And being a history buff as well as a red-blooded American, I am very impressed with this show. It's actually quite accurate. The story is basically about three kids who were recruited by Benjamin Franklin to observe what's going on during the Revolution and to report back to him everything that they've seen. And they see all kinds of things, from the Boston Tea Party to the Battle of Bunker Hill. And basically everything that's reported back to Benjamin Franklin goes into the Pennsylvania newspaper. A simple concept, but when they're observing what's going on in the war, they see all of this stuff. And every event that happens is told with great accuracy. It tells it all to a very fine detail, even the violence and the deaths that happened during the war. Well, of course, they had to sugarcoat it somewhat, but you know it's happening. And what's even more amazing about this show is that Benjamin Franklin is actually played by legendary reporter Walter Cronkite. Yeah, I didn't know he did a show like this. I mean, this man is the legendary journalist who covered the Vietnam War with incredible accuracy and did not shy on telling us what a terrible war it really was. To have a legend like him in on this definitely makes the show a lot better, especially to me, because this was the kind of guy who would really tell it like it was. This is the kind of show that I wish they had when I was that age, because I would have loved to learn about the revolution in this manner, because, back then they didn't have shows like this. I mean, don't get me wrong, PBS has always been good on educating kids as well as adults, but they always seem to strive for only reading and writing when it comes to kids. They never try to teach history. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't bash Sesame Street for doing what they're doing, or Reading Rainbow for what it did, because they have done a great job. But they always forget about history. It's always one of the things that's overlooked. I mean, when it comes to that, it seems to be more something that's only geared towards the adults. So I'm very glad that this show actually existed. Because these days, the American Revolution is starting to become overlooked. In fact, a lot of kids these days don't even know that it ever happened. I'm not joking. So if you want to educate your kids on a little American history, especially with the Revolution, but you don't want to go into one of those more adult types because they probably won't pay attention, this is the show you should definitely look up. Now, I don't think they play it on PBS anymore because it only lasted for 1 year and they've moved on since. However, you can find it on Stars, you can find it on Netflix, you can definitely find it on YouTube. So, if you want your kids to learn about the revolution, this is a show you definitely need to look up. Before I go, I want to thank Captain Imagination for suggesting this to me. And I also want everyone to know that I'm always open to suggestions. This is Movie Fan, signing off.